whether you're on the East Coast, West Coast, or around the world, this is Coast to Coast, and you are tuned into our 400th episode, which pretty cool milestone, really.
Happy birthday to us. Who would have thought that people would actually pay attention to us this long?
Especially for 400 episodes. I mean, that's especially when you think of the first 6 months of this thing, it was a 2-hour show. So, I mean, you know, some of these people have wasted over 500 hours with us.
Crazy to think that we have gone that long.
Absolutely.
But, hey, you know what? I still don't know what we talked about.
We didn't. We talked about absolutely nothing. So welcome to the show where we talk about nothing, but you stay here because maybe we're funny. I don't know.
Hey, looks aren't everything.
Hey, you take what you can.
Exactly.
So, I mean, we did absolutely destroy Toronto last night, and the Mariners move up to 2-0, which is crazy.
Awesome.
It's looking good for you on your end.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm excited about it. And then, of course, LA sneaks by the Brewers in a little bit tighter contest. But
well, they couldn't hit. I was surprised. I actually was very surprised that they did not go back and have him pitch the ninth. He was at 102 pitches.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like that means like he wasn't walking guys. He wasn't doing anything. Like, why not just have him do the complete game? You are in the playoffs now.
Because it's
he
the
has thrown
analytics.
150 pitches in a game. I mean, he's thrown 200 pitches that day because all the warm-up pitching and stuff like that. Let's finish him out. Just finish it out.
It's because of stupid analytics. That's what it is.
Yeah. I'm not a fan. Like, if you got a guy that is, you know, killing it out there, let him go. Right? I mean, it was one of the things that made me mad about our game one against Toronto. Right? Our starter looks good. He gives up a double. Who cares? Like, you're 6 innings in, you threw a first pitch home run, and then you've been just cycling guys out. You give up a double in the 6th, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, nope, you're out. It's like, what are we doing, guys? And now it worked out.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it very easily could have went either way. I mean, because, you know, Toronto did the same thing. So, I don't know. Not a fan. Not a fan of that.
You're not a big fan at all?
No. Let guys pitch it out. Now, if the pitcher is like, hey, I'm gassed, get me out of here. Sure. I'm with it.
Right.
Understandable.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that it's, you know, I feel like that Snell should have gone back in there in the 9th, and that would have been a 1-2-3 9th inning. And you wouldn't have had anything to worry about. It wouldn't have ever gotten to that. I think all you did was give Milwaukee life.
Yeah.
You know, I think they come out hitting the ball pretty well in game 2, and I think they wind up beating the Dodgers, and that's the one thing the Dodgers doesn't want to have happen. They needed to take 2 here in Milwaukee, and I think that that's not going to happen now. Just my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Dodgers are enough better.
Yeah, I think the Dodgers are going to win in 5. Everyone wants to say that the Brewers swept the Dodgers during the regular season, which they did. They won 6-0. But the playoffs are a different animal, and the Dodgers are built for October. They're built for the playoffs versus the Brewers are still trying to figure out how to win in October, because beating the Cubs was the Brewers' first postseason victory since 2018. Like, Milwaukee's been to the playoffs every year for the most part since 2018. I think 2019 they missed it, but like outside of that, they've been to the playoffs every year since 2018, and their last postseason series win came in 2018. And that was also the year that the Dodgers eliminated the Brewers in the NLCS in Game 7 in Milwaukee. So, I mean, it's kind of full circle where the Brewers have another shot at Los Angeles because the Los Angeles eliminated them that year. But can the Brewers get over the mental block of Los Angeles in the playoffs?
I mean, I think it would be more fun if the Brewers made it, right? And, of course, we touched on this yesterday. Like, I would like to see a team that's never won against a team that's never been, right? You get a first-time winner no matter how it breaks out. But the Dodgers are just so much better. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's going to go that way. Ultimately, it looks like it's going to be Mariners versus Dodgers, be a West Coast affair. And then, I hope we beat the brakes off the Dodgers.
I mean, you look at it too, like Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow. Both of them dealt with injuries this year. Mm-hmm. Both of them are all of a sudden looking like Cy Young pitchers at the right time. You throw that in there with Yamamoto. You throw that in there with Ohtani. Sasaki's the closer now. Like, now the Dodgers rotation is looking like the Dodgers rotation.
He's not a good closer.
He's not, but at the same time, you knew they were going to put him on the postseason roster in some aspect.
Right.
He wasn't
he's
pitching well.
Not good at what he's doing.
No,
he's the reason why they almost lose.
Yeah. So, like, the Dodgers, like, rotation as it's set up right now is the rotation they were hoping they would have had all year. And right now, Dodgers are playing Dodger baseball. The Brewers not having Brandon Woodruff, I think, is going to be what cost them this series. Because, the Brewers, I think, are going to win when they have Freddie Peralta. Like, I think the Brewers win the game that Freddie Peralta starts. I believe he's starting tonight, so I think the Brewers win tonight because they have Freddie Peralta going. But outside of that, the Brewers used two of their starters last night in Priester and Chad Patrick. Jose Quintana was used as an opener. Like, they don't have another starter right now outside of Freddie Peralta that the Brewers can throw out there every game and be confident in. That's why having Brandon Woodruff for the playoffs would have been a huge boost for the Brewers because I think you could have went Peralta, Woodruff game 1 and 2, and then use those same two again in games 5 and 6, and that gives the Brewers their advantage at that point. But now it's like, how often can you go to Peralta? Do you go with him 3 times in the series and hope he can win those 3 games? And then figure something out in between? He's right. Snell is historically not a good playoff pitcher. He had a 4.85 ERA in the postseason heading into last night's start. He typically has not been a good playoff pitcher. Last night he was good. I mean, God, that happens. People come into the playoffs with Freddie Peralta has a career, I think, like 5.40 ERA in the playoffs as a starter. But Freddie Peralta's been dialed in for the most part this postseason. Like, you're going to have guys that struggle in the postseason that have a good start every now and then.
And is it just me, or does he need a chin?
Who?
Snell. You know what I mean? He has no chin. It's like his mouth, and then it goes into his neck.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like he has a little bit of a wicked underbite or something. It just kind of.
Yeah, I wanted to, like I said, I'm making fun, but I mean, Either way, doesn't affect his arm. You know what I mean? He's doing real well, and also this also smells very interestingly like the way that hockey works. He's going to be hurt all season long. And then we're going to have him come out with like a month left, just in time to get put into the playoff roster.
Right.
And voila.
Nice and rested.
Now he's fresh.
I mean, I will say that double play that Sal Frelick turned last night was sick.
It was a crazy sequence.
What, that double play?
The one that he went up to try to rob the home run, it tipped off his glove, bounced off the top of the wall. He caught it, so everyone thought he caught it.
He caught it outright. It didn't hit the wall.
If you watch the replay, it hit the top of the wall. That's why it was a double play.
It hit his glove off of the top of the wall.
It hit his glove off the wall.
That's
did not
why
hit
it
the
was
wall.
out.
Exactly.
No, it was no. If you watch, can we pull that video up because they showed it? It hit his glove. It hit the yellow line on the top of the wall. Then it bounced into his glove. So because it hit the wall, that's why there was a force out at home.
That's because not how I saw it.
Yeah, because that's why the guy got thrown out at home on a force out because it was ruled a live ball because it hit the wall. So they threw to home for the force out.
It was a force out because everybody advanced, so he couldn't go back to his bat.
The third base guy stayed at third because he went back to tag up thinking it was caught. But then he had to come home because the umpire said it was not caught. So then that was the force out at home, and then Contreras
and then he ran to third
because the other guy didn't advance the third quick enough to turn the double play. So it ended up being a force out at home, but everyone ran back to their base because they thought the guy caught it, and then Contreras.
That makes sense to me now because I wondered why he didn't tag him.
Yeah, it was a force out at home because the ball hit the wall into Salfred's glove. That's why everyone ran back thinking he caught it, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait, he didn't catch that? Crap. And then they had to start booking it.
Oh, yeah, that is...
Literally, he could have had an unassisted.
Are you watching it right now, Bo?
No.
No, yeah.
He could have had an unassisted triple play if there was no outs. Yeah, because he was ready to run to second base and would have made it there to second base before that guy did too.
He wouldn't have even had to do that. He could have thrown the ball back to first base either. Because the second base was like standing.
That's not what I'm talking about. He could have had an unassisted triple play as a catcher.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it would have been unassisted because it would have been a 8-6-2-2-2.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, and for a catcher to get an unassisted is
it would have been a weirdly unassisted triple play. Like
yes.
Once he got the ball, that's when he got the outs because it really was a put out, and then the same put out. Like, that's just odd.
Yeah, and that's what I was wondering too when they threw home and they called him out at home. I'm like, how was he out? They didn't even tag him. And then all of a sudden I saw Contreras run to third and they called him out again. I'm like, what happened? Did he not catch it? And then when they slowed it down, it hit his glove, hit the top of the yellow line, and bounced into his glove. So everyone like stopped thinking he caught it, and then he just fired it back in. And then everyone's like, oh, he didn't catch it. So that's where that force out came in play at home. And then because no one was running a third, Contreras was like, oh, I'll just trot down this way too and double him off.
Yeah, I guess I just missed it hitting the top of the wall. Because it looked like
it was smart that he did it that way.
That's what they said, because if he catches that, then it's a run scores regardless. So it was smart that he didn't actually catch it.
Well, but I'm talking about the catcher actually just kind of Humpty-Dumpty-Dum, just running up the base to third base. Like that was like, did that tag, you're out. You know what I mean? It's whatever.
It was heads up by Contreras, so I give him that because I don't think there would have been too many other catchers that would have even had the sense to run that ball down to third on that. I think most catchers would have been wondering if the guy caught the ball at home and whatever's going on besides that.
Right.
It's like because Contreras didn't even go for the tag. Like he caught the ball knowing it was a force out and just ran down to third right away. I think most.
And he called him out. You know, the umpire called him out, and he was actually close to tagging the plate. So, I mean, it was a very close play at the plate.
Yeah, and I think most catchers would have went for the tag on that play at home, thinking that it was a normal sacrifice fly. And then if they go for the tag, they probably don't make that double play at third.
Yeah, it was that'd have been hard to say, but because the ball's already in, they thought he tagged up. Like that's what actually all occurred. He tagged up, but also playing the ball so well off of the wall, like catching that in his glove, throwing the shortstop who relayed home. Like that was also a really good play. That was probably the best part of the play that you're playing. Not only are you robbing the home run, but you are playing the ball still to get it, throw it home.
Yeah. That would be pretty cool, Rob. If you can be there for it, because that stadium is going to erupt.
Stadium's going to erupt when you guys get there for Game 3.
I mean, yes, but when it clinches, right, barring some crazy meltdown.
I do think Toronto gets at least one game in Seattle. I don't think it's going to be a 4-game sweep, but
I wouldn't think so either. Although if they play anything like they did yesterday, it's possible.
Right.
Well, and I believe that, like, hey, Rob, you should try to figure out a way to get in for Game 5. You should try to figure it out. See if I can, see if there's something that. To work it out, because I think that's your clinching day. I think you guys clinch to go to the World Series in Game 5. I don't think you guys go back to Toronto, but I don't think that you guys sweep.
I don't think it's a sweep.
Although it's funny, things get funny. If you win Game 3, that may take the fight out of Toronto. So it's possible So you got to go to both games. You can't give up one ticket to go to the other and hope. You got to go to 4 and 5, unless all of a sudden they win game 3 and then just get 5.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I tell you, it's hard. It's too hard to announce that yet.
Yeah, I mean, the Brewers are good. So, I mean, if there's a team that could figure it out, they could.
If the Brewers
Dodger pitching isn't great.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So, what are they going, Ohtani today?
Yamamoto.
See, Yamamoto's hittable.
Yeah, but the thing is, if the Brewers end up losing game 2, I don't think that series goes back to Milwaukee. I think if the Brewers lose game 2, I think that's going to be pretty much the dagger. I don't think it goes back to Milwaukee. I think Dodgers win in 5. Brewers need to get the series back to Milwaukee to have, I think, any chance.
And Robert, if you use code PSG21, see if it works. If it doesn't work, let me know, and I'll make sure that I can get you some type of code for that.
There you go.
You know what I mean? It's like if Tick Pick is going to, try to make a play here, I'll mention my contacts there and see if we can get something happening.
I mean, why have an in if you can't use it for big moments?
Right?
Exactly. You know what I mean? Even though if it's not my moment, you know what I mean? I would be all about it. Hey, like I said, I would love to see if.
What do you know? We have no idea what I would love to see. Boom, gone.
I PSG 21, correct. We get you $21 off. It's
Sweet.
Usually for Phillies and Eagles games. I will see if I can make sure that it can extend to all of baseball games.
So, because I'm in Seattle, I'm going to go with the homer pick and say my Mariners finally win a ring. Like that. Let's go that route.
From nope to hope.
Little bit. I like it.
Yeah, tonight it's Yamamoto versus Peralta tonight. So if the Brewers are going to get one at home, they're going to get the one with Peralta.
Yep.
So, exactly. And then they're going to put him in the cryogenic chamber and get him all ready to go so that he can go back in game 4.
So if Peralta goes game 2, I think he goes game 5, and I think he goes game 7 then. I think the Brewers are going to do whatever they have to do to get him to go 3 times.
Me too. Moose, I would love that. Especially because I have a lot of friends that are Dodgers fans, and so it'd be nice to have them take a fat L, especially because we finished the season by them sweeping us. So it would be nice for us to beat them in a series when it matters.
We also had football on last night.
Yeah, it was an all underdog winning.
Hold on. Speaking of which, Commanders.
New England Patriots, first place in the AFC East.
Yeah, how weird is that?
That is a loss for Rob. I know that he's not thinking about it because he's in baseball mode, but that's okay.
Yep.
So I'll take a loss on baseball. And actually, Moose chose Buffalo, right?
I don't
That was
remember.
another loss.
Yeah, it was weird last night with Buffalo. Like the Bills didn't even show up yesterday. It was really
that defense is
really
actually
weird.
bad. Like the defense is actually bad.
It is, but I still thought even the offense would show up, and it's like the offense didn't even show up yesterday because they were down 21-7 at one point. Like that team after losing to the Patriots, I think that took a little bit out of their sails.
I had my TV had it was the 3-way split. I had baseball and then both football games, and yeah, the Bears coming back to win, Bills not showing up. I was just like, man, what is happening today?
Tampa Bay being the best team in the league.
Does that really surprise you though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if we were having this conversation before the season started and you were like, by week 6, Tampa's going to be the best team in the league, I'd be like, you are full of crap. Do I think they are a playoff team? Sure, because their division's terrible. But I didn't have them as the best team in football.
Yeah, I wouldn't have had them as the best team in football, but Tampa Bay, I think, has always been. They've been a good team. It's just for whatever reason, I don't think they ever played up to their potential. I think now you're actually seeing it.
Well, I mean, one thing, even if you're just doing the eye test, I don't know that you can say they're the best team in football. Like they've snuck by 4 of their wins. Now, obviously, great teams find ways to win. So I'm not discounting what they've done, but it's not like they've been out there destroying teams.
No, they haven't. Like
they've had to come from behind multiple times this year. We're only 6 weeks in. So, I mean, we can probably calm down on the, they're going to be Super Bowl winners, but they do have the best record in the league. But yeah, I would not have expected it. Tampa will blow it, no doubt. I mean, it's possible. It is impressive that they're doing it with, the injuries that they have. Not that that's unique to them, right? The Niners have been winning with nobody on their team. So
I'm just shocked that
not right now. You are correct. I don't think that there is a super dominant team in football. I think that you have to wait until about week 13. So, interestingly enough, I had one of our faithful listeners, Mascot Troy, reach out to me this morning.
Okay.
From 5 o'clock this morning on, he's been hearing some talk that the Pittsburgh Steelers are looking and have been sniffing around and poking around to try to work out a trade for A.J. Brown. And that has been the talk of the morning because that was from Scheffler. Might have been Scheffler.
They got it. Exactly. Shout out to Troy. Yeah, I mean, that would be interesting. I wonder what the trade package would be, but obviously that would help the Steelers.
I heard something about, like, he mentioned a 3rd rounder and Freiermuth. I was like, I don't think that's enough.
Right.
So the Pittsburgh Steelers have 4 third-round picks. And I was thinking, if you're not going to do a first-round pick, 3 third-rounders might, and a player.
Sure, because then you could package that into something.
Right. 3 third-round picks and Freiermuth. I mean, Dallas Goedert's on his last year of his contract. I know that they were considering trying to get a tight end. Freiermuth has got 3 years on his contract. And, I mean, I think he's a really serviceable tight end. Like, he does well. He can block, and he can catch the ball. It'll be interesting. I mean, it's like, I don't think that the Eagles get rid of A.J. Brown. I don't think that that's even on the cards. I think that there is more poking on the outside than the inside. And then if I was a person that thought about this in the grand scheme of things, I would believe that this is done to try to make A.J. Brown a little bit nervous. Just to be like, hey, are you sure you don't want to be on this team? Like, are you interested in maybe leaving? Because we don't want you to leave. But, we have people asking. I don't think they will either. I don't think that that's a thing.
I'd be surprised if they actually moved off him. But
yeah, we'll see. We will see. It's but like I said, I don't know if it was Scheffler or whoever that said it. The other guy. Who's the other guy? That's
Rappaport.
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 So it'll be interesting to say the least. We'll see. We will see.
Yeah, I mean, unless it's just crazy toxic in that locker room, I can't imagine they'd want to move on.
The locker room I would want to be in right now is the Dolphins.
Just to be a fly on the wall?
Just, yeah, because after what Tua said after the game on Sunday, like, that's a locker room where I would just want to be a fly on the wall right now.
That was interesting, right? Because he's calling out teammates for player-only meetings that they're not showing up or they're showing up late, stuff like that. And
he also called out leadership, though, too, which I think is
the problem with the way he said it.
Oh, yeah.
Is he's calling out the leadership, right? But these are player-only things where guys are late and not showing up. He's that leader, right? But he's saying it like it's everybody else. But it's up to the captains to keep the rest of the team accountable to that, because that's a players' meeting, right? So that means your captains need to be like, hey, like, show up to this.
That's why I would want to be a fly on the wall, just to kind of see like what everyone thinks of what he said, and just to kind of see how that relationship's going to be the next 10 plus games this year.
I mean, I think this thing is an airplane that's on fire. Like the ground is coming regardless. It just, how fast is the plummet going to be? Because this team does not seem to want to play together. Obviously, you're looking at a coach that's probably getting fired. Especially now that the Titans fired theirs, the carousel is already underway. So, teams try not to be the first one to fire somebody, but as soon as somebody does get fired, they're like, okay, well, now it's fine because the dam is broken. Let's get people out of here. If they continue to play the way they are and obviously have all of the issues in the locker room that is starting to boil over for us to see, you have to think that McDaniel gets fired, and who knows, maybe you start blowing parts of this up.
Did you see the meme the other day with McDaniel and Aaron Glenn?
No.
The two coaches that are wearing capris every day on the sidelines are 1-11 this year.
Well, if you're wearing capris, you deserve to catch some L's. So,
what are capris?
They're sweatpants that go down to like your calves. Like they don't go all the way down to your like ankles, or sweatpants that like stop at your calves.
Yeah.
So McDaniel's wears
yeah.
McDaniels and Aaron Glenn are wearing those sweatpants that go down to your calves, and like you can see the bottom of their calves and their ankles.
So I'm not generally a big fan of firing coaches early, but the thing is you're looking at McDaniel that arguably could have been fired at the end of last season. So
Brian Callahan got the axe. I mean, hey.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, but there's no salvaging that team. That team is toast. When you look at that team, it's devoid of talent, right? Mm-hmm. They're 53 men away from a 53-man roster. So like, if you're going to blow the thing up, then you might as well just start on that process.
Hey, but I hear that Brian Flores is a candidate.
Hey, maybe they'll bring Jeff Fisher back. Who knows? But he's still in Tennessee, right? He's the commissioner for the AF1, so he's still around football.
But I do like who they're picking to replace Callahan right now, though.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Mike McCoy.
I was waiting for you to say McCarthy. That'd have been funny.
Yeah. Mike McCoy was with the Chargers a while ago. He led them to one playoff berth when he was with the Chargers, but he's had a lot of success working with quarterbacks like Trevor Lawrence. He had success with. He worked with Kyler Murray in Arizona. He was in Denver towards the end of Peyton's career. Like, I think that's ultimately why they want McCoy to maybe finish out the year, because he's good at working with quarterbacks. So even if he's not the head coach of the future, let him get his hands, because he was a senior offensive assistant, so he wasn't doing much like at this point. But now he's got basically 10 weeks to kind of get his hands Cam Ward a little bit here, see if he can fix a little bit of Cam Ward, and then you get into the offseason with a new coach coming in. At least he's got the 10 weeks working with Mike McCoy heading into the offseason.
Yeah. Well, and to finish answering Donna's question there, if you were to fire him at this point, it wouldn't be terrible, right? Because it's not like he is dealing with crazy amounts of injuries or anything like that. Like, they're not winning with everybody. they are a pretty healthy team overall. So
Right.
if you can't get your guys on the same page, your players obviously have some dissension within the ranks. Yeah, I mean, why not start to move on? Maybe you can move Hill, get some draft picks, and just understand that, hey, we're starting over again.
And if you do move on from Mike McDaniel, you have to think that Darrell Bevel's going to be the one taking over.
Yeah, so I mean, they're still not going to win games, but
at least
we're winning games anyway.
He's somebody that I think can at least command the locker room better than Mike McDaniel. Like, I don't even think like Mike McDaniel has any control over anything in the organization right now, like locker room, coaches, anything. At least Darrell Bevel can come in there and at least command the locker room a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I agree with that. We had him here in Seattle for a long time. I don't have Darrell Bevel in quite the same esteem that you do, but
well, no, because when he was the head coach of Jacksonville that year when he took over as the interim, like that was the year that Jacksonville was in so much turmoil with Urban Meyer and like all the other stuff that was going on. And the moment that Darrell Bevel like took over, like towards the final 6 or 7 games, at least Jacksonville was kind of all on the same page. Like he got the locker room together, he got everyone on the same page, and pretty much said, all the shit that's happened these past 10 weeks, throw it out the window. Like that stuff is done and over with. I'm here for the rest of the year. Let's just get on the same page and finish the season strong. And they went 3-4. So at least he got everybody kind of on that same page, which is what I could see him doing in Miami, where it's just like, there's a lot of drama in our organization right now. Forget all the drama. We have 10 weeks, 9 weeks, whatever it is together to finish out the season. Let's just finish strong, get to the offseason.
I have a very small amount of breaking news.
What do we got?
For our 400th episode, it is official. The code PSG21 will work for all Seattle games.
Sweet.
Moving forward,
Nice.
For baseball. So it may possibly work for football. I don't think so, but they are extending the code for baseball Seattle games. And you may actually see me in commercials up there because I'm going to make a commercial for them to send up to Seattle, which is going to be like, hey, the Phillies are out, but I do a podcast with a Seattle guy, and yeah, I am now rooting for Seattle. Go Mariners!
That's
and
right.
use code PSG21 to get $21 off.
I like
there
it.
You have it.
I like it.
So, $21 off for the stuff. Be right back.
Just gotta go get that $21.
Hey, yeah, I'm with it. Especially as expensive as playoff tickets are. Any money you can save is good.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, there we go. Extra lunch, man. Hey, it'll at least buy your first beer.
Or at least half the beer.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It'll get you the foam off the top.
Hey, listen, and if I was there, all of a sudden we'd have all the chicken in the world.
For real.
We fed a whole bachelorette party. The whole bachelorette party.
That was amazing.
They're like, hey, yeah, get us some of our chicken. Next thing you know, it was like all of the chicken that Purdue makes.
Right.
Pretty much. Yeah, no, it was pretty great. It was actually a really fun game overall.
Donna, I saw the question about the Chiefs. They suck.
Yeah, so if you're a Chiefs fan, though, you got to be encouraged because they get Rice back for the next game. So he's done with his suspension. Worthy is back. Like they're finally starting to get their full complement.
Right.
And their division didn't take advantage of the fact that they were not right for the first 6 weeks. They had complete opportunity to kind of step on the neck and bury them. And instead, they're right there.
Now you got Mahomes with 11 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. Like Mahomes is actually kind of taking care of the football this year, which is something he hasn't done the last 2 years. And now he's got his number one target back, Rashee Rice. Worthy's back. Kelsey had a decent game against the Lions, but like now that you have Rice back, I expect everything to open up in that passing game. Because now it's no more double teaming Kelsey over the middle. Now we got to put single coverage on him because Rice is back, Worthy's back. Hollywood Brown had 2 touchdowns against the Lions on Sunday, which was his first multi-touchdown game since the Ravens in 2021. Like, the Chiefs have their weapons now, I think, starting to round into form. I think getting Rashee Rice back is going to be a huge boost for that team. A huge boost.
Yeah, no, it's the Chiefs are going to be fine. And honestly, it's the shortcoming of the rest of their division because they had the opportunity to keep them out.
The Chargers especially had the opportunity to.
Denver's played good enough.
No, like the Chargers had the Chargers lost to the Giants was a loss that's just like we cannot lose that game because even then the Chargers would have 1 loss instead of 2. And then they would have the tiebreaker over the Chiefs, so essentially they would have a 3-game lead. Now it's like, well, shoot. We don't have that wiggle room anymore, so now the pressure's all on the Chargers to try to hold them off.
Yeah, and that is a suspect stat right there. For them to not have any penalties, for the people that are like, it's rigged, that sure does feed into some of that.
Right.
Yeah, I think everybody likes Andy Reid. Like, he's a likable guy. You know, when you're thinking of coaches around the league, you know, Vrabel, Campbell, Reid, like those are just very likable coaches.
Because they're not normal coaches. They just seem like more of like an everyday Joe as opposed to a coach. Like when they had the COVID draft, you had Andy Reid eating cheeseburgers in this Hawaiian shirt in his office. I'm like, that is classic Andy Reid for you right there.
Yeah, like those 3 guys, you could absolutely see yourself just grabbing a beer with.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, look at Dan Campbell's Applebee's commercials right now.
Yes.
Like, that's like something that not a normal head coach would do, but Dan Campbell's like, sign me up, I'll do it.
Yeah, see, and that seems right. Yeah, I'm sure there was probably 7 or more opportunities that they could have thrown a flag. And I mean, the thing is I don't mind if they're not throwing the flag as long as they're not throwing it for everybody. Or
if you look at that
just
game,
officiate a game equally. That's all I care about.
If you look at that game, though, the Lions only had 4 penalties on them. So there wasn't that many penalties in that game to begin with.
Oh, okay. I didn't count how many the Lions
had.
had.
The Lions had 4 penalties for 38 yards. They had 2 10-yard holding calls, and then there was one PI and then 1 false start. So there wasn't many penalties called in that game either way.
And FYI, just so that you guys know, there are 4 one-loss teams. One of those one-loss teams also has a tie. So, but it's Indianapolis, Tampa Bay, and the Pittsburgh Steelers all have 1 loss.
And the Packers are the other one.
Correct, because it ain't the Cowboys.
Nope.
But just to let you guys know, as a follow-up, I asked the guys on Sunday very quickly, who would you play, Kelce or Ertz? And
I said
Ertz. The consensus was Ertz. He actually had a 1.5 more than Kelce, which didn't do me a shit of good because I lost by 5.
And the reason why he had the 1.5 more is because he got that touchdown. If he doesn't get that touchdown, Kelce would have had 7 points more, 6 points more.
Yeah, because he had like 70 yards.
Yeah.
Kelce had 70 yards, but no touchdowns.
Yeah.
And he had 48 yards.
And the
5 catches and the touchdown.
Yeah.
So, and the truth of the matter is that had they not turned that ball over, trying to, had he just, Kelce was wide open on that play too.
Mm-hmm.
Or not Kelce, Ertz.
Yeah.
Would have been a touchdown there. Instead, they blew it.
I will say that the Bears are starting to look a little bit more like a complete team now that Ben Johnson's kind of gotten it in their ear that they got to stop doing the stupid mistakes.
So, I'm trying to. The Bears are 3-2.
3-2. They won 3 straight.
Mm-hmm.
Vikings are 3-2.
Yep.
3-1-1.
And the Lions are 4-2.
And the Lions are
4-2. Yeah. 3 straight wins for the Bears for the first time since 2018.
Oh.
They have the Saints coming to Chicago.
All good things must come to an end.
Well, they have the Saints coming to Chicago next week, so I don't think they'll lose to the Saints.
I don't know. The Saints had a really good game last week. They have been playing teams tough.
They have.
It's Kellen Moore. I knew he had a tough road, but he's got this team actually playing decent, which is a surprise.
They're fighting, which is it really all you could ask for out of that team.
Right.
That's just proof that they like playing for him too.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're fighting, and that's good. And speaking of that, obviously after that game, Juju gets smacked in the mouth a little bit, and so there was the block in the back that kind of started it. At the same time, now he's suspended for a game, so he still hurts his team, and I'm sure there's a fine that's going to come down. We haven't seen what the fine is yet, but he's already been suspended for this next game.
I think it was $25K.
No, it's actually lighter than I was thinking.
$30K maybe.
And that was the Lions guy that got suspended?
Yeah, the one that...
Yeah, because it was after the game. He walked up and just mashed him in the face.
Yeah.
Right.
Dan Campbell actually said he was going to suspend what was the guy? It was Branch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan Campbell said he was actually going to suspend Branch for a game if the NFL didn't do it.
So yeah, he came out and immediately said in his press conference, that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Which it is.
Yeah. He even said like Monday morning, like when he has Monday morning when they have their like returning to practice press conference, that if the NFL wasn't going to suspend Branch, I was going to do it. So the NFL did it for him.
I mean, I don't know why you're appealing that. Like
he can appeal it because then Dan Campbell will still suspend him. You're like, oh, you want to appeal? That's fine. I'll suspend you anyways. You can't appeal my suspension because I can bench you.
Yeah, I mean, besides appealing it doesn't make any sense. Like, there's so much video of you just walking up and mashing him in the face. And the thing is was there frustration from earlier in the game that caused it? Sure. But it doesn't matter.
I'd be willing to bet that fine's probably a lot more than what you're saying.
I'm thinking it's 50.
It could be 50.
Yeah, and I think that it's not the suspension, it's probably the money.
Yeah.
Because for suspension, you lose a game check anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you're losing the game check and the money.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of money now. So now you're talking that could be like a $500,000 fine.
Was there a flag thrown on that play or was it not thrown because the game was
after
over?
The game.
It was that was after the game.
I wasn't sure if it was like as time was expiring and then
No. The game it was when guys were gonna go shake hands, say good game, all of that. So I mean the game was over.
He walked right past
more than I thought.
Holy.
I was
that
thinking
makes more sense to me. And the suspension. I mean, I don't know how much he makes, but I got to imagine that's probably somewhere in the 300,000 range. So that could be somewhere in the neighborhood of like $400,000 for.
Yeah. So I mean, at 76, then maybe I would appeal, be like, hey, I'll take the suspension, but let me keep some of this money. I was thinking it was going to be around $50K because that's just sort of your run-of-the-mill opening fine for the NFL at this point.
Well, that's what makes because they need to smack these guys around a little bit more to make it hurt.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? These guys are making ridiculous amounts of money. It's not going to.
Well, that's why you don't see the $15,000 fine anymore because the guys are like, yeah, that's cute. I don't care.
So.
Oh, okay. Never mind. That's his fourth fine of the 25 season. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense that that's starting to escalate a bit. That also means that appeal probably isn't going to do a whole lot. So.
Well,
interesting.
See. We will see.
But yeah, at 76K, I would probably appeal that as well, even though all the evidence says I was a jerk and walked up and mashed him in the face.
So basically the 76,000 is what he makes per game.
Oh.
Because he's on a 4-year, $2 million contract. So if you divide that out, it comes out to $76,611 per game.
Oh, well, then I wonder what his actual fine is, because it's going to be both things.
Yeah.
He's going to get a fine and lose a game.
Yeah. His 2025 base salary is 1.379 million. Divide that by 18, it comes out to 76,611 per game is what he makes.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, in that scenario, then I'll be curious to see what the NFL levies as a fine, because that is essentially his game check. So I would guess it's going to be in that 50K range, which is essentially like 2 game checks for him. Rookie contract. It's just stat guy Googling stuff. It's not like he had it on the top of his head when.
No, obviously I'm going to Google his contract. I don't know what his contract is. He's on a rookie deal. Everyone's rookie deal is different.
Yep.
You know, as I'm looking at the team's records, all the team's records, they have them from 1 to 32.
He'd have to go work at Target just to be able to get to the practice facility.
Yeah, so heading into this fine, Branch has 3 fines already this season for $34,784 in fines.
This guy's just trying to play for free.
So yeah, he's already got over 30. He got a $23,000 fine against the Packers in Week 1 for unsportsmanlike conduct on a face mask. And he had a couple other smaller fines. So, yeah, this is probably another fine.
I mean, face masks, it's always a bummer because they do get nailed with fines for those, even though a lot of times they're sort of incidental. But
he had 2 helmet-to-helmet shots in Week 4 that were fined $8,103. And over the past 2 seasons, Brian Branch has had 11 fines the past 2 seasons. So, yeah, he's really trying to play for free at this point.
Sounds exciting.
This guy's a punk. Kick him out of the league.
Dan Campbell just got to get after his kneecaps.
I just like the Moose is like, burn it down. I want him selling cars. That's awesome.
But
yeah,
so I'm looking at the teams with the worst records.
Okay.
And I mean, the big surprise on here is the Ravens. Obviously, you didn't expect to see them. Everybody else makes sense, but as I'm looking, the Jets have. So here's the strength of schedule is they have. So the Dolphins have the 7th. They're tied for 7th with the Saints on the strength of schedule.
Okay.
7th toughest in the league. The Ravens have the 14th. Obviously, injuries have really decimated them. The Browns have the 11th. The Titans have the 10th. The Jets, the 0-6 Jets, have the 2nd highest strength of schedule. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like they have to play just one of the hardest schedules in the league. Number 1, just so that everybody knows, just to put it in.
Was the Giants in it?
No, the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, that's unfortunate for them because they're not a great team.
Right. But they are also 3-2.
They are.
Yeah, the thing with the Jets too, like they have the Panthers next week, and then they have the Bengals and the Browns after that. So you could maybe get one of those 2 games against the Bengals or Browns, just because the Bengals defense is not very good, and the Browns offense isn't very good. So you could maybe get one of those. Then after that, you get the Patriots, the Ravens, and the Falcons, which the Ravens will have Lamar Jackson by then. Then you get the Dolphins, the Jags, the Saints, the Patriots, and the Bills to end the year. Maybe 2 wins in there. Maybe 3 at the most, depending.
Nope. I'm calling it right now. They're doing the Ofer.
Really? You don't think they accidentally win a game?
I think they could get the Dolphins. The Dolphins in them. I think the Dolphins would have 1 win going into that game, going into New York in December. I think the Jets could get
I'm telling you that at that point they will have a new coach, and that coach is going to try to make a statement. Now, knowing what we know about Miami and their coaching and the way that the ownership likes to deal with coaching, there's a piece of me that thinks that he's happy about this. Going to get the number 1 pick in the draft. He's going to go after it. So there's a possibility if Mike McCarthy is still the coach, then I say that's possible. Mike McDaniel. That's what I said. I knew it was a Mike Mick. Then it's possible that the Jets win that game. Short of that, nope. I think that they are going to be really hard pressed to get a win, and they're not only is it like they're the laughing stock of the league because of ever since the 13-year-old was making the picks for the team.
Well, no, the 13-year-old should have been making the picks for the team.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's the one that said no. Don't have that guy. His Madden
ratings.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. It was the Giants that should have had.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't help your case when Justin Fields has negative 10 yards passing on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is obviously that game isolated. Fields hasn't been horrible.
No, I said he had 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
The whole team is just terrible.
Like, this is the one outside of Sunday. This was the first time that I could make the argument that Justin Fields was not the reason why the team was losing, because the 3 games heading into Sunday, he had 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and over 800 yards passing. So he was doing his job. It was the fact that the defense wasn't doing their job, and then the one time that the defense actually does their job against Denver, then, Fields has negative 10 yards passing.
He's like, I'm doing my part, and everybody else on the team, I ain't doing shit.
Today, I'm not going to do my part. I'm taking the day off today.
Yep.
I've done my part for 5 weeks. Today, I am taking the day off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's about time, Donna. That's all I got to say about that. It was about time.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about it a fair amount yesterday. But yeah, makes sense. Eating $50 million is kind of rough, but
yeah, they already have the favorite for Penn State right now, and it's going to get a little bit interesting the rest of this year because they've already interviewed him twice, and he has not shot down the rumors.
For who?
Matt Rule.
Oh, gotcha.
I would like that, actually.
Matt Rule basically said, I love Nebraska here, but he's like, if Penn State comes calling, don't think I'm not listening.
Well, but then it becomes a matter of money. It becomes a matter of how much money do you want to spend for the players? Because that's what this is about now. This is about paying the players. And being smart about the money.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be paying $4 million for a quarterback and nothing for nobody because that's
just bring Dylan Raiola
no longer playing that way.
Just bring Dylan Raiola with you from Nebraska to Penn State.
I mean, I don't know. I look at it as you're taking over a failed year. Maybe I go in, I sign a $50 million deal that they let me out of in a few weeks, and cool.
If Matt Rule did go to Penn State, I think Dylan Raiola follows him.
We'll see.
Because he turned down Georgia to go to Matt Rule in Penn State, or Matt Rule in Nebraska. So I think if Matt Rule ends up going to Penn State, Raiola follows.
I like Matt Rule, though. I think he's a good coach.
He was at Temple before he went to Baylor, correct? Yeah.
He could have chose anywhere. He chose Temple.
Yeah.
And Donna, I'm just saying, if they could hire me, I could coach poorly for 3 weeks, and I will take my $50 million. That's all.
Thank you. Put it in a bag.
Drop the bag on my house every year with the $5 million in there. We'll be good.
You can put it in a plastic bag. I'll even give you the 8 cents for it.
Right.
Since our stores charge you for them.
They charge you for your bags?
They do. They charge you for grocery bags.
Right, and let me guess, you're using paper straws too?
Yeah, they do all that nonsense. Yeah.
That's funny.
You know what?
And then you're like,
Turtles
oh, how come my straws
the same way.
What's that?
The turtles can gag on the paper straws just the same as they gag on the plastic ones.
Yeah, but see, by the time you find the dead turtle, you don't find the straw anymore. So you're just like, I don't know what happened.
Right.
Yeah. No, a lot of it is super dumb. So there is that.
Hey, you know what, though? Happy birthday to us for episode number 400.
Yep. 400. Crazy.
Yeah.
Been a fun run, though. So, shout out to Mac and Linda and all of them bringing this show together.
Hey, and for all the people that don't know, the reason why Jay is not here today is because he had a new addition to his family. Yep. He is now a grandfather. So congratulations to you, Jay. If nobody understood what congrats GPA Jay meant, that he did not graduate college or anything like that. That stood for Grandpa Jay.
Come on, they assumed he didn't do that.
Yeah, we know better. We know better. But that's so he may be back tomorrow. He may not be. But he is a new grandfather. That old bastard. He's setting up franchises.
I think we don't see Jay back until Friday. But
who knows? He might not have a beard when he comes back, because that baby looked very confused looking at that beard in that one picture.
I mean, he'll have a beard because he's got the grandpa beard now. He's a full-on wizard.
Sorcerer.
That being said, that does get us to the top of the show. We do appreciate you guys tuning in for our 400th episode. Otherwise, we are going to get out of here. We'll see you tomorrow. And take it easy, everybody.
Peace.